Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Zakira Muhammad. I am the founder of the See Life Different podcast summit, which is based off of the book titled Seeing Life Through Different Lens. We are here celebrating Women's History Month, marginalized women, and entrepreneurship. So today is the day where you get to meet the speakers and get a sense as what is this Sea Life Different Summit you're talking about. So Sea Life Different was formed originally as a book called Seeing Life Through a Different Lens, which is based off of originally my story as a childhood eye cancer survivor, and also turned into a mindset, mindfulness, gratitude. The book came out in 2019, right 3 months before the pandemic. So it went from being a story of advocacy to then being a story of mindfulness. And now we are combining all of the things after also having a decade of experience as a photographer, digital marketer, branding strategist, and now we're also adding in the element of community. So today's video is all about the Sea Life Different Summit, what it is, why you should attend, who's all going to be there, and you get to meet the speakers as well. So be sure to check out the Sea Life Different Summit by going to zakiranayar.com/See Life Different and be sure to get your tickets. We are having it in Atlanta. It's going to be an intensive day, a very intense day. But the purpose is for you to get clarity, become more confident, and to no longer be overwhelmed. One, with your health and nutrition goals. Two, with your business and creative side hustle goals. And three, with your marketing automation system. So all of the things that you need to either grow or start or scale your creative business, your side hustle, this is for you. This is that safe space for you, especially if you identify as a marginalized woman, meaning chronically ill. Um, you've always had the unbeaten path. You've taken the unbeaten pathway. You are a woman of faith, and you've always wanted that sense of safety. Safe, you want a safe environment to just be creative and be yourself. That's exactly what the See Life Different workshop is going to be about. So, in partnership with the Pop Up and Create event space held in Marietta, which is specifically north of Atlanta. So, if you've never been to Atlanta, you need to fly into Atlanta and then come in. It's gonna be worth it. If you already in Atlanta, make block off your March 11th, your Saturday, March 11th, because it's going to be it. This is the place you want to be. And so, without further ado, I'm gonna also give you more introductions on who's all gonna be there. All right. So, how the day's gonna go? First, we're gonna start around lunchtime, which is around noon, and we're actually gonna start with a meditation. We're going to start with some mindfulness. We're going to start with some yoga by the one and only Pamela D. Marshall. She is the founder of the At the Wellness Network and the author of The Art of Forgiveness book. And you get to meet her a bit later on today to get a feel of who she is and why she does what she does. And then we're going to go into me talking about your purpose. How can you tell your story in a way that brands you and let people know exactly who you are and who you serve? And then we're going to move into uh, YaQutullah Muhammad. She is the founder and owner of Nutrition Prescription. She is the nutritionist. She is the dietitian for all things combining your faith with wellness and health. And then last but most definitely not least, you got to make sure that you are all in for this. You're going to meet Kadira Muhammad. She has over 2 decades of experience in digital marketing. She also started out as a creative as well, but now she is the one that makes it so easy to understand all these automations, all the same systems you have when you're working, right? How to bring that to your own business. And she does it with such ease and clarity. So you're going to meet her and you're going to get to know who she is. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on Sister Yakutala Muhammad. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I see it's lunchtime. It's snack time.
No, it's all good. It's all good, y'all.
Stay
I'm
nutritious.
a dietitian. We all have to eat.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm gonna let you take the floor. Go ahead and tell us what is a dietitian. Who are you, and what is a dietitian?
Okay, cool. So my name is YaQutullah Ibrahim Muhammad. I'm a registered dietitian. I've been in the field of nutrition and dietetics for like 16 years now. So a registered dietitian, just think of it as part of your wellness squad, right? So a registered dietitian can really help you look at what your nutrition strategy is going to look like. What health and wellness goals do you have? And setting them out, as well as a plan on how to achieve them. So a registered dietitian is someone who can actually help you with that planning, setting goals, reaching those goals, right? Setting realistic expectations, right? And then having an accountability partner. So I'm excited about the conference because I'm going to share so much information and resources with our attendees. And I'm super excited about this because for me, it's empowering to empower others, right? So if you have resources and you really want to empower others, the best way to do it is to share with them. So I'm excited about doing that.
But I'm excited too. Like I can't wait. I mean, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. However, people have been gravitating towards me of like, how have you been? Why did your skin look so good? How are you managing all these things? Like, what are you eating? And so I'm like, I'll tell you what I eat, but I'm not gonna be giving any specific, right? So let me bring in the expert that would actually do that. And is it true? Is it the quote that what you are what you eat? Is that a true quote?
Everyone has their own version, right? People say you are what you eat, but it's really about the journey, right? It's really about identifying, well, what are we eating, right? The better question is what should I eat, right? To get to a point of where I want to be. So you identify where you are now and you identify where do I want to be and what is that gap, right? What's the bridge, right? And how do I strategize to make sure that it is personalized to meet my individual needs, right? So nutrition itself is a very personal endeavor, right? Things that work for you may not work for someone else. So that's why it's really important for you to have, a strategy that works for you.
Yes, I love that. And so what else you gonna show us during your session? You're gonna your session is around 3 p.m. Eastern at the Pop Up and Create Center on March 11th. But what else are you really gonna show us? What should people really bring, when they come?
Bring an open mind, right? Um, Bring a growth mindset, right? Be ready to really dive into looking at how to develop a strategy that works for you, right? Bring a mindfulness mindset, right? An open mind. That's the best advice I can give because you're going to get a lot of information. But we're also going to make that information where you can take exactly what you need from it in order to identify your goals and get the results that you want to see long term.
hmm Now, speaking of long term, you know how some people want to create diet goals, right? We're still in the beginning of the year. One of the most popular New Year's resolutions is I want to lose weight, I want to eat healthier. But the minute that it's 2 weeks within the new year, the new month, and it doesn't happen, what should people know about long term versus you set these goals, that gap, right, between okay, I'm setting these goals and it's not happening, so I'm gonna quit. So what should people really know about what do you mean by long term? How long is long?
Well, we approach it from looking at it as it's not short term. It's long term in that you are developing behavior and lifestyle changes that's going to last with you, right, throughout your life. This is not, oh, I'm on the bandwagon come January 1st. This is looking at it big picture, growth mindset. I'm going to put a strategy in place, right, that I can use that's sustainable for me. This is anti diet culture. This is not on and off the bandwagon and yo yo dieting and all of that. This is actually identifying a plan that can actually work for you so that you're not on the next bandwagon come January 1st and you're at Planet Fitness the first 2 weeks of the year, right? This is really looking at changing your mindset and saying, you know what, I can do this. Not only can I do it, but I have the resources available to me. And then I have that accountability that is also available to me so that I can reach my goals, right? It's not, oh, so and so did this. Well, I guess I'll try it, because what works for you may not work for the next person. We have to look at what medications am I on, right? Specifics around, fluid restrictions, specifics around looking at if I'm going to work with you, we also have to address not only your medications, but also, your mental health, and looking at, hey, maybe there's some things beyond my scope that we actually have to deal with first, right? A lot of people approach nutrition, but then we also have to approach, the mind, the body, and the spirit, right? So physical, yes, nutrition, yes, but there are other components that we also have to address. It's like you can't address nutrition and not address some underlying issues. And I work with a lot of women who have, military sexual trauma, or other underlying issues that really have to be addressed as a team. And then you get referred, hey, dietitian, because if you come to me first and we haven't addressed those underlying issues, then there's going to be, questions and challenges that may come up when we start discussing nutrition. So I like the team approach. I like the whole health approach. I like the big picture approach. And that's kind of how I approach the situation.
I love that. And that's exactly what we're going to do at the See Life Different workshop. That's why it's called See Life Different workshop. Now, even if you take a look and you see it, right here, and you see the word summit, when you take a look at, the hashtag See Life Different Summit, it's really interactive. We're going to be interactive. We're going to be diving deep, and it's your safe space, your safe, intimate space right there in Atlanta at the Pop Up NQ8 event space. And I can't wait. What's one thing you want people to take away from before sharing where they can continue to find you until they see you on March 11th?
I would say go ahead and register because it is going to be amazing. Okay. Um, and I don't know, just I encourage you to bring an open mind.
Perfect. And so they can find you where on social media? Uh-uh. We can still hear you though. I think we perfect timing. We just lost her, but follow YaQutullah Ibrahim Muhammad, and no, we're not related, at Nutrition Prescription on social media. So now we're going to bring in Pamela D. Marshall, and this is perfect because she's the one at the See Life Different workshop that's actually going to open up and set the tone for the entire event. She's going to talk about meditation and yoga and briefly talk about her story of why forgiveness and peace and why she chose to be a peace ambassador. And then after that, we're going right into Kadir Muhammad about all things marketing. And I personally can't wait for that conversation. So, um, without further ado, I'm going to bring on Pamela D. Marshall.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am good. So go ahead and tell people who are you and what are you going to be doing at the See Life Different Summit?
Let me first thank you for your vision in bringing this together because you know that saying, if you want different result, you got to do it differently or something like that. Doing the same thing the same way over and over again is the definition of insanity. And so to see this differently from all of these aspects with these wonderful sisters that I will be able to share the platform with is just wonderful. So, first, thank you very much. I am thrilled to be able to share with those who will be in attendance. In the beginning, getting us setting the mind, getting the body in a posture of receiving, helping people to understand the power of their inhales and exhales. And because I'll be bringing you all on, I'll be able to talk to them in between and be able to do some breathing exercises with them, something that they can take away from them, because that's one of the things that we forget about is breathing.
Speaking of breathing,
Yeah.
I want to breathe right now. Show me. I need to calm down and breathe right now. Can you show me something that I should be doing?
First of all, yes, first of all, what I want you to understand is the power of the breath. Think about when you inhale. and all of the things that are happening in the body in those milliseconds. Those cells are receiving the oxygen that's coming in, that's making everything work. Because I'm not telling it what to do, you're not telling it what to do, so something is telling it what to do. But the scripture talks about the Creator being closer to us than the breath that we breathe. So the Creator is making all of this work. And then the other thing that I want you to think about is when you exhale, the body is intelligent enough to release what you do not need, to release what will kill you if you keep it in. That's carbon dioxide. So as you inhale, I want you to exhale those thoughts that are killing you, those thoughts that are causing damage to your cells, those thoughts that are wreaking havoc, that's causing us to eat things that cause inflammation in the body, just as my sister talked about. Why are we doing the things that we do? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about the power of this breath and inhaling and loving it. Just close your eyes. First of all, just close your eyes, because see, the subconscious mind is so powerful, whether you're on the beach or not. If you envision being on the beach and hearing the waves and the water, your toes in the sand, and the water splashing up against your, okay, ankles, you may not go too deep. We'll just stay at the ankles. So as you're inhaling, I want you to think about the word peace. Now exhale through your nose. Now hear the sound. Inhale to the count of 1, 2, slowly, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Now exhale slowly, slowly, controlling your breath, because that's what happens to us when we get anxious, is we don't control the breath. We let the situation control us. Inhale again, and as you're inhaling and thinking about the word peace and enjoying the ray of sun that's shining on you as you're standing on the beach of life, hold it. Now exhale, release all the negative thoughts, the doubt of whether or not you should attend this conference, the doubt of whether or not you should be a part of these amazing sisters. Inhale again. Now exhale with a ha. Inhale again. Exhale with a ha. Now slowly open your eyes. Think about that same breath that sweeps across the waves, that sweeps across the ocean, creating the waves. That same breath is the breath that you're breathing. The creator of the wind that comes across the water is the same one that's giving you your inhales and exhales. And sometimes when you're going through things, just to pause and realize that you are more powerful, because whatever it is that's happening, it's not giving you the power to breathe. That's not what's giving you the power to breathe. So refocus on that is giving you the power to breathe, and then release that situation. Let it go.
I love it. I love it. I feel better already. And that's exactly how we're gonna start off because, thank you also for the acknowledgement. And literally this has been it's kind of paying close attention to where the world has been the last 3 years and what we can do for the next 3 years. And that's exactly why I'm so grateful that you are going to be able to open us up, literally, figuratively, and literally, and also keep that energy flowing throughout the day. Because, like we said, between diving into your nutrition and diving into your own stories and then diving into, okay, how can we take everything that we learned and simplify it with our systems? A lot of it can be overwhelming, but the purpose of the Sea Life Difference workshop is to shift all of that, take all of that out, and just know that there's a greater purpose. You can do it with ease and clarity, and I'm excited. So, what should people bring and be prepared for when listening to you speaking, being a part of your energy?
Well, I tell you what, one of the things that I want you to know is that you will leave different than you came. it will be impossible for you to attend this and leave the same way. And what is going to be, the table is going to be set with everything that will address you, your mind, your body, your spirit through all of the things that we do. Because yoga, the term yoga actually means the marriage between the mind, the body, and the spirit. So all of these things are going to be addressed, and me offering them tools for a peace practice. Because you can have an incredible business plan, but if you don't have a peace practice in place, you may be doing okay, but you could be doing so much better if you actually had a practice of peace. If you put peace in your GPS every day when you get up, that's my destination. It doesn't matter what happens. Peace is my destination. Your business is going to soar. You are going to be more productive, and you're going to be healthier. Because in the end, that's really what we want. We can have all of the stuff, the material things, but if we don't have our health, then we have nothing.
Absolutely. That part. And I think that's a super important part. And when people have come to me, specifically women of faith have come to me on how have I been in business for so long? How have I been able to be a photographer for over a decade, an entrepreneur for over a decade? Um, it really did start with the mindset. It started with understanding um, who I am, where I am, why, and my why as well. And then being able to recenter, because not everything's going to go your way. Life is going to be throwing you lemons. So the hard ones that feel like baseball sometimes too. It feels like hell. But being able to recenter and forgive and bring peace. And so what is one thing you want people to take away before we tell them where they can find you on social media?
I want you to start thinking more about your breath. We don't think about it enough. And I want you to fall in love with it. Fall in love with your breath. Then you'll be conscientious about how you use it. When we come into this world, we take an inhale. When we leave here, we do one final exhale. What are you doing with your inhales and exhales? Are you building up or are you tearing down? There's a scripture that says the tongue will set the course of your life on fire. So if it's that power to set your life on fire, then use your breath and the words that you speak to create an atmosphere that is nourishing and lifting others up as well. Not just you, but a rising tide lifts all ships. And that's what we want to be able to do with each other and those that we come in contact with.
Great. Well, thank you, Pamela, and I will see you March 11th. And until then, you can check out Pamela also everywhere on social media at Pamela D. Marshall or PamelaDMarshall.com.
Thank you for allowing me this chance.
Yes. So if you have not been inspired, touched and inspired already, and gotten a sense of what you're going to get out of the See Life Different workshop, now is the time to get your tickets. The tickets are at a discounted price right now, but they are going to go up. The price is going to go up because this is going to be a full day on March 11th in Atlanta, Georgia, specifically at the Pop Up and Create event space. And we're going to talk about all things branding and marketing. Now I'm going to dive into Kadira Muhammad once again. Also, not my relative, not by blood, anyway. But she is the go-to person for all things marketing systems. So without further ado,
Hey,
hi.
hi, and yes, we're not related. I didn't realize how many Muhammads are on here. We're not related, but sisters for life. That's definitely the thing.
Yes. So tell me, who are you and what are you doing at the Sea Life Different Summit?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, hello, everybody, and I gotta give you your flowers, Z. I am so excited for this. I've been excited for this for months. As soon as you said something, I was like, I'm there. Give me the details later. I'm gonna book this flight. I'm gonna get to this hotel room because this is worthy of flying out to and coming in person, receiving this information, and more importantly, applying it to your life. But before we run in deep in that level, hello, everybody. My name is Kadira Muhammad. I am a marketing automation and systems engineer, and I specifically help service-based business owners, coaches, and consultants be able to leverage marketing automation and systems so they can gain back all their time without being overwhelmed with tech, which is such a big thing, using my methods that I use for my clients. And I am so excited to bring the world of systems to you all without having y'all be overwhelmed, being able to break it down. I mean, I could talk about this for days. It's what I love. I've been doing it for years. And that is what I'm so excited to really bring to this event and really have you all walk away with not just the how of like how you put this together, what type of flows you put together, but having the confidence that you can do it, that you can make it happen for yourself, and that you actually can do it without having a bunch of technology involved. Surprisingly or not, you don't necessarily need a lot of tech. So if I can't give you all the secret sauce, right? You got to get your ticket, you got to show up, you got to book your flight, or you got to come through in Atlanta. But you're definitely going to be able to walk away with that sense of confidence and the ability to know how to put something like this together and creating a real foundation in your business. That's what I'm great at. I'm able to do the work and also teach it. And so that is my value to you all at this beautiful event, y'all.
Yes, I love it. And with both of us are not only close to the same age. Age ain't nothing but a number at this event,
Let's go.
That's not me. Just because we're young and we've been doing it for so long, but I had an advantage, the fact that we've both seen, because over the course of not just one decade but 2 decades, how the automation system and being able, how much easier it is now to be able to build that online foundation. But what have you seen, like, as that different from, like, if someone was to start a business 10 years ago, like, how
Oh, wow. Oh,
how
wow.
so?
that we can go into a rabbit hole right there. I mean, when I tell you the ease of use, the easiness to start, I think is the biggest difference, right? If you just look in the lens of marketing, right, and you see how we're marketing this event right now. We're live streaming, and she's live streaming on her social platforms. I'm live streaming in my own social platforms, and we're essentially hosting like a TV show right now. This is a TV show. It has its commercial breaks, right? It has the plugs, and those are kind of the commercial bits, if you will. But 10 years ago, I mean, do you know how much it costs to actually get a commercial spot on TV, like regular cable TV?
Not
Like,
7 million.
I mean, let me tell y'all something. It was a lot. It was a lot, even if you weren't going as big, even if you weren't on like a super major TV channel, whether it's cable or the regular basic channels. Y'all remember basic? Y'all remember those few channels? I know y'all think we don't know, but we do know. Okay, I remember that time. All right, and I remember they have all these commercials playing locally and also nationally, and those cost money. Billboards cost money. Radio ads cost thousands of dollars, and you couldn't track it. You didn't know exactly where a sale was coming in. People, if you ask them, they're like, well, I just kind of saw you around town. Where? Like, was it a billboard? Which billboard? On which street? You can't figure any of that out. And so now, just in the marketing space, you can track, not only go on Facebook, Instagram, platforms where people are actually on, but then you can track it too if you know how to do that. And if you have the systems and the automation set up to be able to figure out in your analytics what's kind of going on. Now, I hope I didn't scare anybody away, because it was like, analytics, tracking. I don't know what you talking about, Kadira. Don't worry, we really break it down at the Sea Life Different. Okay, summit, y'all, for real.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can't tell you how many, after being an entrepreneur for over a decade and working with a lot of women operated businesses, where that's actually the first thing. Although my track is photography and branding and storytelling, I can't tell you how many times I've seen it where I'm coming in. They've always had their business for a year or two, and I'm
Mhm.
coming into the back end, and they don't even have their social media analytics set up. And I'm like, who are your people? Who are you talking to? How do you know what the best social media posts are? How do you know that your story is resonating with people? Because they're not tracking anything, just posting and deleting. So
Right.
how can what should people um, come in with by the time it's the end of your day? It's gonna be your most powerful session. What do people come in with by the time it's time to get to work?
Oh my goodness. So when we start off in that session, we're gonna actually lay the groundwork for the foundation. Um, I know I talk about technology. I'm super tech inclined. I love it. My dad, I grew up with him. He built computers. My mom, by day, she works in like the pharmacy department somewhere at the university. By night, she's studying Amazon, AWS databases, a bunch of nerd stuff. Okay, so like technology comes very easy to me, but we're actually not gonna just jump straight into the technology because there's the foundation to just your business and the structure that a lot of us miss. But we want to pack on a bunch of lifetime subscription to technologies and softwares, and next thing you know, you're paying $500 a month for a bunch of things that you're not even using because you didn't really have the foundation of your real back-end systems taken care of. And what I mean by that is if you're a service-based business owner, this is going to be the most important session about automation and systems you're ever going to come to, because we're going to talk about what are the 4 key ways to actually having a solid foundation to your business. So that way, regardless of technology, the system is set. That is so important. That because technology is changing all day. You see how everybody's jumping into AI. You see how everybody's going, and they got the latest AI tech. They got the latest AI strategy. People changing their whole businesses around because of it. And then their foundation is still messed up. So you're just building sand and straw, and you're just building all of that on top of each other. But the foundation is just nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 4 keys to actually having a sound foundation. How do you build an actual system? How do you build a process out? And then how do you create a culture of building out systems and processes in your business? Because remember, you went into business so that way you could probably take care of your families. You went into business so you can make enough money to take your daughter to all the games and all the recitals and all the trips that she wants to go on. You went into business so that way you could be a better mother, so that way you could be a better father, a better husband, a better wife to your family and show up. You didn't go into business to have all your time sucked because you're trying to figure out all the tech side of things. That's not what you did. But unfortunately, that's where we kind of end up. So we have to peel back the layers and really look at what is the foundation of our business. And if we don't really have one, how do we create one? Then, regardless, look, 10 years ago was different than 10 years before that. The internet has only been technically alive, like publicly, since like the 1980s. That's like 40 years. Okay, that's nothing. that's not even a generation quite yet, right? And we're already going into Web 3.0, just the next generation of tech. So we have to have our foundations together so that way, while we're on track to building generational wealth, we don't accidentally create a generational curse by building a business that's only built on you, by building a business that has no solid foundation. So that way, when you actually are ready to pass it down to your children or even sell it, you actually have something to sell and you actually have something to pass down that they can take and run with because you built out that structure. You had the foundation, you had the processes. Regardless of the technology, you can grow and expand no matter what. So that is my goal. That's what people are going to come in with. That's what people are going to walk away with even more, having not only the confidence, the feeling, but something solid that they can be like, okay, now I know how to improve my business from here.
I love it. Like ball drop, mic drop right
Yes.
there. That's it. That's point blank.
Right, point blank period. Like if you thought you was just gonna have some happy hurrah, I know what a web flow is, I know how to do some kind of email marketing, I kind of get an idea. You're gonna walk away actually having something. You're gonna walk away with the flow. You're gonna walk away with your own version of a system that's specific to your business, because we're not doing cookie cut. Okay, we're here to make this real for you, so you have real value that you can actually use, not just something that's just kind of in theory. We can't apply theories. That's just a bunch of experiments and tests. Let's actually do something that allows you to free yourself in real time in your business.
I love it. And that part right there, that's why it's a workshop. That's why we're gonna dive deep into your specific system. So
Yeah.
bring your system. Even if this call kind of had you say, ooh, I need to take a look at my back end. I don't even know how anything's operating. Bring that.
Yes.
Register. Let us know what's working, what's not working, and then we are gonna make it happen. You're gonna walk out with so much clarity, so much confidence, so much consistency, consistent coin. Let's do it.
Exactly. And that's really something I want people to also come in with. It's that vulnerability of being like, okay, this really isn't together. Like this isn't really going on. Bring your laptops, bring your iPads, bring whatever you got, bring your documents, right? Because I can't help you if I don't know what's really going on. We have to be vulnerable. We have to be able to be open, be honest. You know, I deal with business owners of a variety, like a huge spectrum. Some people who have just been open for a few years, other people that have been open for decades, and they're like, I don't have any of this. I just been doing it. It's just been happening. I'm a great saleswoman. You know, I'm a great salesman. I can just kind of do it, and I don't know about the fulfillment. I don't even know how to increase my own sales conversion rates by just tweaking a couple of things. You don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. You know, so that's why you bring in experts like myself. That's why you bring in people who can teach you and show you where the gaps are, and then we figure out how to fill them. As simple as that.
I
Simple as
love
that.
it. I love it. Now, when people are still kind of like want to get in touch with you before the summer or find out more about you on social, so where else can they find you? I know you have your handle here, but what's the
Oh
name
yeah.
of your website?
Oh, absolutely. You can actually find me at omnipotentconsulting.com. And you can also find my Facebook group, which is called Succeeding with Systems and Automation for Seven Figure Coaches and Consultants. That's a new group that I launched earlier this month. We love it. I just actually scheduled all the live streams for this next month in March. So I'm super excited. And it's all talking about systems, automation, building your foundation so you can, again, you can really build generational wealth without building a generational curse at the same time. So you can
Perfect.
find it on Facebook. You just search for
Okay. Awesome. I'm personally going to do that. I haven't done that yet, so I'm going to do
it. I'll be happy to have you in. Looking forward to it.
that. Perfect. Well, thank you, and I will see you March 11th.
Lovely. Can't wait to see you. Bye, everybody.
So there you go. There you have it. The Sea Life Difference Summit is a 1 day workshop for marginalized women of color, women of faith, um, to start, grow, and scale your business. Start with your mindset, with a piece of mindfulness. And then we're going to go into storytelling, which actually I'm going to talk about that right now because you're kind of like, well, if you're the one person on the event, what are you going to do? Well, I am not only the brainchild behind this event, I'm also the one that's really going to peel back all those layers. Okay, you're gonna go from not knowing where to go to also having the clarity on what story you should be telling, what story is actually going to resonate with you and your audience. And in order to go into that level of generational wealth, sense of community, sense of clarity, sense of confidence. So we're gonna go deep into, and one of the questions I want you to think about right now as you are registering for this summit, because we're asking you a lot of questions. The reason why we're asking all them questions is because we really want you to get what you put out, whatever you put in that you say you want for yourself in your life between today and March 11th and 365 days after that is starts now. But first, we got to look back, right? What were you doing between the ages of 7 and 13 before life happened, before bills, that you could do hours on end and distraction free? What was that thing? And just like Kadira said, bring your laptop. You are going to get a workbook, but bring your laptop because we're also tech savvy. So we have both paper versions of the workbook. You're also going to have a digital version of the workbook. You're also going to be having access to the community of all these speakers, these amazing speakers, and myself and your fellow attendees, both before, during, and after. So with your story, we're going to narrow down what your story is, and then we're going to narrow down your brand. Yeah, you can see the power of purple is over here for the Sea Life Different brand. That's actually the power of purple under the name of the book, Seeing Life Through a Different Lens. Um, got the book right here. A survivor's memoir on overcoming adversity and resilience. Yes, it's backwards. So this right here, between having an idea of what color you want to give off, what energy you want to give off, what part of your story is the part that you want people to resonate with you, that actually will simplify it down when it comes to the system that you want to scale for your business. So it's a lot, but it's gonna be so make so much more sense by the time you actually take a look at what's working and what's not working for your own life and business. So I'm excited to see you on March 11th, and we're gonna be at the Pop Up and Create event space. And yes, you see the word create in the event space because that's actually what we're going to be doing. So you're going to also have access to a photographer who is going to give you one headshot, and you're going to have the option to utilize your own um, camera on your phone to make reels, make video content, because that's the next big thing. So we're going to talk about all the content ideas. We're going to talk about all the ways to repurpose your content. So it's going to be a big interactive day. So definitely make sure that you are there March 11th in Atlanta, Georgia at the See Life Different workshop. And if you have any questions at all, you can also find me on social media at Illuminous1, ILLUMINOUSONE. And here is to more clarity, confidence, coin, and community. See you March 11th.